Good morning, guys. Back at it again with another little quick encouragement. I don't know if you can see, this shirt says recalibrated. And real quick, the definition of recalibrated is like to be different, something different. Or like change, you're changing something that you used to do in the past, or you're changing like the way you think to a new way. So, and I just want to talk to you real quick about this process that I had to go through, that Christ was teaching me to renew my mind daily through him. The process of me passing the test to become a teacher. Like some of you guys know, some of you guys don't know, it took me 5 times to pass the test just to actually start the process of getting my temporary certification so I can teach. I remember it was back in February 22nd, 2016. That's when I rededicated my life back to Christ. That's when I got serious about following Christ, because I was just at a point to where I couldn't do this stuff on my own. And I was searching for, at the time, I had been searching for something or someone or a higher power or something to help me get my life back right. And the whole time, all that was missing was Christ. So I rededicated my life back to Christ that year, and like a couple months after, that's when I started the process of trying to become a teacher. The first time I took the test, I'm thinking I'm gonna be good. Okay, I just got saved, I've been going to church, I'm on fire for God, like I'm about to go in here and pass this test on the first try. Didn't happen, right? And when that didn't happen, I didn't realize it back then, but I realize it now, that it was me on my own trying to pass the test. Like the first few times I went through passing that test, I was really upset after I didn't pass it, because I realized that now I was relying on myself and not trusting God with it. But each time I went, after the first 2 times, each time I went, the third time I went, I started to notice my way of thinking started to change. I started to depend more on Christ, and I started to tell myself more like, it's gonna be all right, just trust God with it. Like, you know, as before, the first 2 times, I was all in my head. I was thinking negative, I was thinking bad, I was getting down on myself, I wanted to give up. I thought I would never pass the test. So then more fears came, thinking like, dang, if I can't pass this test, what am I going to do? But like I said, again, through this entire process of growing with Christ daily, and continuing to be in church and continuing to pray and read the word, I started to understand a lot more about who God was, about who Christ was, and the things that he can do in our life. So when I would be going back to take these tests, my thinking started to change, because now I was getting the mind of Christ and not a mind of myself or my flesh. And so the fourth time I took the test, I was close, like maybe 2 points away from passing the test. And by this time I had no worries, because I knew now, okay, now I see what God was doing. He was building me up. He was allowing me to renew my thinking, and to think more like him, and think more of him in mind, and with him in mind, and not think of myself more, and not think of my flesh in mind. So then again, on the 5th time, I passed the test, and I just gave all the glory to him. So I just want to encourage somebody again this morning. If you're going through something, man, or just anything that you're going through, renew your thinking, recalibrate your mind, change your thinking, and set your thinking on Christ. Set your purpose on Christ. Set your thoughts on Christ, and in return, you'll start to gain a heart for God, and you'll see how when you set your thinking on him, how you think more like him, and you'll begin more to trust him, and then you'll be more at peace. And I noticed, like, at a point when the 3rd or 4th time when I didn't pass the test, I was at peace. Because my thoughts and my thoughts in my heart were set on Christ and not on myself anymore. And once I understood that concept, Christ just opened the door for me. So I just want to encourage somebody this morning, just go ahead and recalibrate your thinking, man. Set your mind on God's purpose for your life, and set your thoughts on God and not on the things that are out in this world, man, because those kind of things will distract us. When we're thinking about other things that are going on in our life, it's just to distract us, to keep us in a hole, to get us stressed out, to get us to worry, because that's what the enemy wants us to do. The enemy doesn't want us to remember that once we set our purpose on Christ, and we set our thoughts on Christ, that he's going to handle everything for us, and we'll be more at peace. And the enemy don't want us to have peace. So just, you know what I'm saying, I thank y'all for the ones who have listened to the few videos that I've made so far, and the ones who did actually finish to, listen to this video. I hope it helps somebody. Y'all have a good day.